Drop yourself into the ocean more than 10 million years ago. The first thing you might see is a pod of whales. They rise to the surface. To breathe, a young calf stays close to its mother. The water around them looks completely safe, but far below the pod, a dark shape is rising from the deep. It is much larger than any ordinary shark. Its head is broad, its body is massive, and every movement of its tail pushes an enormous wall of water behind it. Then, without warning, a mouth filled with giant serrated teeth erupts from directly beneath the whale. This is not a movie monster. It is one of the most intimidating marine predators in Earth's history. Megalodon, the ultimate ocean boss, created when Earth pushed the shark body plan to its most extreme form. But first, there is one fact many people get wrong. Megalodon did not live during the age of dinosaurs. It never hunted mosasaurs. It never shared the planet with Tyrannosaurus rex. By the time Megalodon appeared, non-avian dinosaurs had already been extinct. For more than 40 million years, Earth had entered a new world, dominated by expanding mammals, and one of the most important changes was happening in the ocean. Whales were becoming more common. More whales meant more enormous prey moving through the seas, and one ancient shark lineage began evolving toward larger and larger bodies. Eventually, it produced a super predator that may have exceeded 15 meters in length. Its exact maximum size is still debated. Shark skeletons are made mostly from cartilage, not dense bone. After death, cartilage usually does not fossilize as completely as a dinosaur skeleton. That is why scientists have never found a perfectly preserved Megalodon skeleton. Most of the evidence comes from teeth, fossilized vertebrae, and enormous bite marks left on the bones of its prey. But even one tooth is enough to reveal how extreme this animal was. The largest Megalodon teeth can approach the size of an adult human hand. Their edges are covered in fine serrations. These teeth were not designed to gently hold prey. They were built to cut through skin, thick layers of fat, and powerful muscle. And when one tooth fell out, another could move forward to replace it. Megalodon did not carry a weapon system that could only be used once. Its mouth was more like a massive cutting machine with blades that constantly replaced themselves. But Megalodon's greatest danger was not simply the size of its mouth. It hunted animals that were already giants of the ocean. Small fish could not provide enough energy for a predator this large. Megalodon needed larger meals. Dolphins, seals, sea turtles, and especially whales. Scientists have discovered fossil whale bones marked by bites that match Megalodon teeth. That suggests whales were not merely animals that occasionally crossed its path. They were likely an important part of its hunting world. When attacking a whale, chasing directly behind it and biting randomly at the tail may not have been the most effective strategy. The more dangerous attack could come from below. Megalodon could remain hidden in darker, deeper water. Then it could suddenly accelerate toward the surface. A powerful first bite to the chest, the abdomen, or the flippers could severely reduce a whale's ability to swim. Even an enormous whale would become vulnerable once it lost speed and control. This was not an ordinary shark attacking a fish. It was a predator more than 10 meters long, dismantling another ocean giant. Megalodon may also have possessed a degree of regional endothermy. Parts of its body could remain warmer than the surrounding seawater. That could help its muscles maintain stronger performance. It may have allowed Megalodon to travel farther, hunt more actively, and follow large prey into cooler water. Many sharks depend heavily on the temperature of the ocean around them. Megalodon was more like a shark equipped with a more powerful engine, but a stronger engine requires more fuel. The larger and more active the predator became, the more food it needed every day. Megalodon looked like an unstoppable boss, but it was also an extremely expensive biological machine. Without enough whales and other large prey, its enormous body could quickly become a disadvantage. Megalodon's life was not only about adult sharks hunting whales in the open ocean. They may also have used special nursery grounds in several ancient, shallow water deposits. Researchers have discovered large numbers of smaller Megalodon teeth. These fossils suggest that young Megalodons gathered in warm, food-rich coastal waters. Large predators were less common in these shallow areas, while smaller fish and other prey were abundant. For a young Megalodon, the shallow sea worked like a natural beginner protection zone. But a newborn Megalodon may already have been several meters long. A shark that would look enormous to a modern human could still be considered a vulnerable baby in the Megalodon world. As the young sharks grew, they would leave the shallow nursery grounds and enter the open ocean. Their prey would change from smaller fish to larger marine mammals. Their weapons remained essentially the same, but their menu kept getting bigger. Eventually, an adult Megalodon could become the shadow that every whale pod had to fear. But it was not the only top predator in the ancient seas. During parts of its history, Megalodon shared the oceans with large predatory, toothed whales. These hunters may have competed for similar whales and other large prey. The ocean did not contain only one boss. It was a high-level arena filled with giant predators. Yet after ruling the seas for millions of years, Megalodon disappeared around 3.6 million years ago. It vanished from the fossil record. Its extinction was probably not caused by a larger monster suddenly appearing and defeating it in battle. The entire ocean map was changing. The global climate cooled, sea levels and coastal habitats changed. Warm, shallow nursery grounds may have become less available. Some whales moved Toward colder, higher latitude waters, the abundance, diversity, and distribution of Megalodon's prey also changed. At the same time, smaller predators with lower energy demands were expanding. These included the ancestors and relatives of the modern great white shark. This does not mean a group of great whites attacked Megalodon and killed it. Competition does not always require a direct battle. When two predators depend on similar food, the smaller and more energy-efficient hunter may have an advantage. When resources become limited, Megalodon's greatest problem was also its greatest strength. It was simply too large. Its enormous body made it one of the ocean's most powerful predators, but it also made long periods of food shortage much harder to survive. Its high-performance physiology gave it greater hunting power, but that power demanded a constant supply of energy. Warm, shallow seas protected its young, but when nursery grounds disappeared, fewer young Megalodons could safely reach adulthood. Every advantage that created Megalodon could become a weakness after the world changed. And no, Megalodon is not hiding today at the bottom of the Mariana Trench. The cold, dark, and food-poor deep ocean would be a terrible refuge for a giant shark that depended on hunting large marine animals. If a predator of this size still lived in the modern ocean, it would leave evidence: fresh teeth, bodies, bite marks, and enormous changes in the behavior of whale populations. But all the evidence we have found comes from ancient rocks. Megalodon was powerful, but Earth has never created a truly permanent boss. It gave Megalodon an enormous body, it gave it serrated teeth, it gave it powerful swimming ability, and it filled the ocean with whales large enough to feed it. But when Earth changed, the temperature, the coastlines, the nursery grounds, and the distribution of prey, the ultimate ocean hunting machine began running out of fuel. Megalodon was not defeated by one larger monster. It was defeated by an entire ocean that was changing around it. Earth upgraded the shark body plan into the ultimate ocean boss. Then, with one massive map update, it closed the age of Megalodon.